In this video, I'm going to be replacing this motion sensing floodlight with a ring floodlight that has a camera on it. Let's get started. So the type of ring floodlight that I'm going to be installing is a Floodlight Cam Wired Plus. So in this video, I'll show you how to attach this floodlight cam to the house. I'll show you how to wire the floodlight cam into the house's wiring. However, I won't be covering the app or the app setup. So here's what this floodlight/camera came with. It has a mounting plate and it has a little box here with screws and mounting hardware, as well as this multi-tool that is a Phillips screwdriver on one side, a flathead on the other, and then a hex driver. It's a cool little tool. However, I'll probably stick with my trusty screwdrivers. Maybe I'll use the hex driver. It also comes with instructions, which I encourage you to read and follow. Another very important thing to note here is that by installing this, you're going to be working with electricity. Electricity is dangerous. If you're not qualified to work with electricity, you should hire a licensed electrician. Speaking of electricity, the first step is to turn the power off to the light fixture. We can do that by turning the appropriate breaker off in the breaker panel. So once that breaker has been turned off, we can begin removing the existing floodlight. Okay, now that I have access to the wires, I want to confirm that there is no power in these wires, so I'm going to use a voltage tester. Okay, so there's no power in these wires, so I'm going to start disconnecting the house wires from the floodlight wires. I'm going to remove this metal bracket that attaches to this junction box, and the reason for that is the new ring floodlight has its own metal bracket. Since we're on the subject of metal brackets and junction boxes, the ring floodlight cam is designed to be installed on a 4-inch round junction box. And since it's outside, that junction box needs to be weatherproof. This box says that it's suitable for wet locations, so that's good, but look how short these house wires or power wires are. It's going to make installing the new fixture very challenging. So the ring floodlight comes with a variety of screws. Some of them are for attaching the new metal bracket to the junction box. To attach the new metal bracket, I'm going to use the screws in bag A. These are standard screws and they fit most junction boxes. So this is the new metal bracket that comes with the floodlight. One side says front. Make sure that's facing you. You don't want to get it backwards. Okay, so now that we installed that metal bracket, the next thing is to install the plastic mounting plate. There's some longer screws. You want to use one of those to attach that mounting plate to the bracket. You want to make sure that the house wires or the power wires are pulled through the opening in that mounting plate. Of course, for me, it's going to be very challenging because the wires are so short. Here's another important thing. There's an arrow on that mounting plate. So if you're installing this light fixture on a wall, you want to make sure that that arrow is facing up. Now, if you're installing it on a soffit, like I am, you want to make sure that that arrow is pointing towards the wall. In my case, I'm installing it right at the corner between two walls. So I'm facing that arrow towards that corner. Okay, so now we've gotten to the point where we're able to install the new light fixture or the floodlight/camera. So on that mounting plate, there's this little hook, and then on the light fixture, there's a strap with a buckle on it. What you can do is you can hang that buckle onto that hook and it will support the light fixture, allowing you to wire the light fixture with two hands. Okay, so now we're going to discuss wiring. Now, in my installation, it was very challenging to show you how the wiring works, but I can show you in the studio. So if you're using a metal junction box, you're going to need to bond that metal junction box to the ground wire that's coming from the house. The way you do that is you simply run a ground wire from that metal box that's attached to that metal box to the ground wire for the house. You'll also have the ground wire coming from the light fixture. So you'll have, if you have a metal box, 3 ground wires that are connected together. One for the bonding, one that is from the house wiring, and one that is from the ring light fixture. So you'll connect the neutral wire from the house to the neutral wire from the ring light fixture. You'll also connect the hot from the house, which is the black wire, to the hot from the ring light fixture. Make sure your connections are secure. Once the connections are made, you can fold the wires into the junction box. Next, we'll install the ring light fixture. So you want to slide the light fixture onto the two threaded posts that are on the mounting plate. To be honest, this is easier said than done. It doesn't align, at least in my experience, just right, and so you have to work it to install it, but they do slide on. And with the hex nuts that came with your ring light fixture and the multi-tool that has a hex driver, you can tighten down those hex nuts to secure the floodlight cam to the actual mounting plate. Ring has one more step. They want you to install silicone or sealant, which is of course not included, around the outside where the floodlight cam and the junction box meet. Well, the installation is now complete. You can turn the breaker back on. If there's a switch controlling the light fixture, you can turn that on. You should see the camera light up. You should hear a sound. If you do, you've installed it correctly. So from here on out, you're going to need the app to finish the setup. Well, I hope this video was helpful. If you did find it helpful, it'd be much appreciated if you hit that thumbs up button. You can also hit the subscribe button. We put out videos like this on a regular basis. They include simple repairs that many homeowners can do, as well as house knowledge. I'm so glad you caught this video. Have a great day, and bye for now.